We bought this abandoned mansion, almost 400 square meters, to completely renovate it. It has an elevator, which is broken by the way, a glass floor, and a home theater, although it has a lot of moisture issues that we have to deal with. And here we have a secret door that hides a big mystery. My name is Christina.
And my name is Ivan.
We've been doing renovations for more than 9 years.
And today we're embarking on the project of our lives.
But let's put things in context. A few months ago, we put up for sale the apartment we renovated with the intention of finding the ideal house. What we never imagined was that the first house we were going to see on December 31st would make us fall so in love with it, to the point that we didn't want to see any others. We were sure that it was the house, and after a few months of uncertainty because several things got complicated at the same time, finally, on April 22nd, it was ours. Now let's take a look at the inside of the house. This would be the entrance area. We have something like a foyer, and in this foyer, we find the elevator. Honestly, when we walked in, it was pretty impressive.
I didn't come with high expectations to see this house, and I expected the worst. But as soon as I walked in and saw those high ceilings and that spacious dining room, I thought, wow, what is this?
Honestly, you couldn't see much, I have to say. We had to stand off to the side because right in front of us there was a bunch of drywall and things in the way. So you couldn't really get the full view even though it was so beautiful right as you walked in. Honestly, we didn't waste any time. We walked in and tore everything down immediately. When we removed the first panel, it was amazing what we saw there. Oh my, it was incredible. Oh, we can step here, right here. It actually looks much more impressive now when you're kind of up here, right? Honestly, I'm scared to get close too. Ooh, it's really high. Right now it's dangerous.
If you fall, well, you die.
No, we need to at least put a little rope up while we don't have the railing installed because honestly, it's dangerous. Like a mini barrier.
It's a Nike. Keep it as a souvenir. Out. What caught our attention the most was the huge window at the back of the house, which let in a ton of light and you could see the whole mountain. What?
It actually looked like a painting.
Yeah, it was like an interactive painting. Yeah, but let's keep going. There's a lot to see.
Over here, if we go through this doorway, or where the door will go, let's say, we find the garage, though the door is a little tricky right now.
The big advantage of this garage is that we get natural light, and honestly, we really appreciate that. Plus, it's very spacious.
A big garage has been my dream since I was a kid.
Since I was very little, exactly. Well, and let's not rule out the possibility of renovating an RV someday either.
Yeah, man, that was the first thing I thought. Yeah, we definitely get some videos out of that.
Instead of decorating your house, you decorate your RV.
Yeah, it's cool and grabs my attention, but we need to finish this.
Okay. Step by step. If we go this way, we get to the bedroom area. But first, I want you to see this whole part of the front entrance area. It's really amazing how much natural light comes in. Not just from this side, but from over there as well, we get a lot of light. So we can take advantage of the sunlight both in the morning and in the afternoon, because it rises over there and sets over there. So we get a lot of light on both sides, which was something we definitely wanted. What I liked most about the whole house were the ceilings. That ceiling height gives it such a spacious feel. And it's just so, I don't know, so American. I don't know, it's just very different.
Yeah, the ceiling is really cool. But there are also a lot of problems. And the main one that worries me the most is how this house is going to be heated.
Not just how it's going to be heated, but also how we're going to clean it, how we're going to paint it. The first bathroom we have over here, which we could say is the bathroom for the upstairs bedrooms. The bathroom is in really good condition. Now, it really needs a good thorough cleaning, but everything else, the tiles are laid properly, the floor is great, and the ceiling isn't half falling down. With all the renovations we've done so far, where we've seen things completely wrecked, this bathroom is honestly a 10 out of 10. It also has a double window setup, which really caught our attention here. And the mirror, well, it's a bit tricky to put it here. We're not really sure if we'll have to move the sink or how we'll do it, but oh well. Honestly, the whole family agrees on the same thing. The bathroom is really nice, and we shouldn't do anything at all, but we know ourselves.
The bathroom is nice, but it's true that it's not our style.
100%. Leaving this bathroom, we find the first bedroom, which is this one and the biggest on this floor. Honestly, the size is really great. Also, the view looks out onto a little terrace that we'll see later. Continuing here, we find the second bedroom. The big advantage of this one is that it has 3 windows and also large windows. For example, we haven't raised the shutter yet because, as you see, a few things are still missing here. On this wall, we have a lot of little holes to cover, but I don't know if you've noticed, it doesn't have textured walls. This is, please. We couldn't believe it. It was an essential requirement because you know that in the villa we've done a lot of work dealing with textured walls and the smooth ceilings too. Another big advantage. Textured walls are such a nightmare.
I have to say that when we started looking at houses, which was the first one we saw, we said, above all, if we're going to look at them, we have to find a house without textured walls. If anyone has done it in their house, they'll know what dust is. The hours spent sanding, textured walls are a nightmare, so we were already a bit fed up.
Overwhelmed. We didn't want textured paint, no textured walls, no. If we leave this bedroom, we find the next one, which has a big advantage. It has a sliding door so you can go out to a little balcony. Honestly, it's really cool. It also has amazing views, and I don't know if you've noticed, but the ceiling heights are super high in the bedrooms too. In fact, they're 3.5 meters tall. And, well, I already brought this from home, which is for painting a little picture so we can sit here and just paint. I'm not sure we'll have time with the renovation, but that's what we'd like to do to entertain ourselves in our few free moments. The ceilings in the rooms are incredibly high, honestly.
The good thing about them is that they give the bedrooms a huge sense of spaciousness. I want to use one as an office.
And work there.
And work, and an area for a figure collection.
We have to decide. We have to decide a lot of things. Too many.
Which room do you like the most?
The one I like the most is the one with the door that opens onto the balcony. With this, we finished the rooms upstairs, so let's go downstairs. From here, we go back to the entrance hall again. And here, I didn't mention it before, but we have the glass I showed you at the beginning of the video where you can see the downstairs area, the dining room. It's really nice because it also works as a skylight, right? For the lower part. The glass is really cool. Really cool. It's true that we haven't tested it yet.
No, honestly, it's super modern. It really catches our attention, but no one has dared yet. It feels scary to stand on it, even though the glass is this thick.
I have put one foot on it, but always with the other one like well in a safe position. Here is where we would enter the house, and here we find the stairs that go down to the ground floor. This living and dining area is divided into 2 parts and is arranged like this in 2 areas. This part down here is the living room, and up here we find the dining area, where we wanted to prioritize having a large dining table. Because at home, when the whole family or friends get together, we have to rearrange everything because everyone doesn't fit at the table. And honestly, it's super spacious here. It's really big, and that's something we loved. We fell in love with this dining area. We were amazed.
This is cool, such a big combined dining and living room, but it has a downside. Let's see what it is.
No.
Well, now the whole family is going to want to have all the parties here, birthdays, New Year's, Christmas. We won't have any excuse to say we're not doing it here. Well, they're welcome, of course.
We've actually done it before. We've always done it at home.
Well, family, you're not going to forget to clean up afterwards.
Also, it has ducted air conditioning throughout the upper floor, and we haven't mentioned this, but it also has underfloor heating. So, when we discovered the underfloor heating, because we had never seen what underfloor heating was like, and suddenly we saw the pipes coming out, we literally asked ChatGPT and it told us
It was underfloor heating?
it was the floor.
And I don't know, since I'm a guy who gets cold really easily, having warm feet is going to be awesome if we can get it to work, of course.
If we can get it to work, yes.
Come on, this is an adventure. It's all just theory, you know?
These are the 2 heating systems, but there's also a third one, which we have in the living room area. Going down these little stairs, we find the living room area with the fireplace, basically an open hearth, which is very beautiful. And well, when we renovate it, I think it's going to look amazing. This large window gives us access to the terrace. We'll see it a bit later, but if you notice, everything here is covered with metal sheets and so on, and that's because it was unoccupied for a long time, so they put these up to prevent it from being occupied again. And while you're watching the home tour, we're already working on the renovation, so if you don't want to miss anything, you can subscribe to the channel. Also, I promise that for a while, if we reach 1 million, I'll make a video every day.
When we saw that they were aluminum windows with double insulation this thick, and we saw them
This thick.
They have thick glass and are well insulated, but some are in bad shape. Honestly, I'm not sure if we need to replace them.
We won't be able to use all of them, but the vast majority, yes, and the ones we can save by making some repairs and so on, we will. From here, which is the lowest part, so to speak, of the house, up to the ceiling up there, on the second floor, it's 10 meters high. It's amazing, honestly.
Look, I've never seen a house with a 10-meter high ceiling. Never. Honestly, it's really cool, but just thinking about how we're going to hang the curtains here.
Or maybe we just won't put any up.
Well, actually, it has a kind of built-in blind system that would basically work as curtains, right? Yeah, the thing is, we have to get it working because there's no wiring there either.
The truth is, when we saw this house, the first thing that came to mind was that it was super American. It was like the typical mansion-style house you find in Los Angeles and so on. So, between Ivan and me, we kind of had this joke. We named it, so to speak, the Los Angeles Mansion. And actually, we've even bought ourselves a really cool cap that says Los Angeles, so we can wear it when we do the renovation. The truth is that since we saw the house, we've been looking online to find out what would be considered, let's say, a mansion, like what it would have.
Well, yes, because honestly, when we came to see it, we saw a house, but a relative told us, oh my God, that's a mansion. When they saw the pictures, they said, well, it's true, it's a very big house, but to consider it a mansion, it has to have some special rooms.
Yes, like something out of the ordinary. Well, I don't know, a spa, a gym, an office, a movie theater.
Well, let's see, wait. I mean, the movie theater is cool, and as for the spa and all that, I don't know if that's possible.
We can try and we'll see how far we get. Exactly. We're back again in the dining area, and from here we have access to the bedrooms. But first, let's walk past the elevator, which you can see a little bit because here it's actually open. Inside, it has a really big mirror, but honestly, it needs to be cleaned and fixed up because it's in terrible shape. It's even missing the button. So we'll get around to fixing it. Having an elevator in the house is a plus, but honestly, I don't think we'll use it.
I doubt we'll use it, but imagine how helpful it will be when we return with groceries or when your grandma visits, for example. Or my mom, or our friends. Everyone's having babies now, and they'll bring strollers.
That's true. And here we have the room I mentioned at the beginning, which we've set aside, so to speak, as a movie room, although that's still a bit up for debate. We don't know whether to make it a movie room or a gym. A big advantage of this room is that it has access to the outside, to a really cool little terrace, and once it's fixed up, well, right now it looks like a jungle, doesn't it? But when it's all fixed up with its little garden and everything, it's gonna be amazing. I honestly have really high expectations for this patio.
Also, there's already a flower bed built, which has saved us a lot of work, so the only problem will be decorating and deciding what plants to put here. It's a backyard.
But it has a lot of potential. It has a lot of potential. Here's something that Ivan and I love, which is like a double height ceiling, and here you could put the indirect lighting and everything. It could look amazing. And, well, one of the things we really don't like at all is the dampness, obviously. We have to fix all of this, and that's definitely going to be quite a bit of work, but well, little by little. And we also have to fix all these holes that were made throughout the house.
Here we'll also have to set up a room with all the tools neatly organized.
That's for sure.
To be able to find everything.
Renovating is so exhausting with everything so messy. It's just, ugh.
Return items to their proper place after use.
Yeah, no, because I think our problem, or at least mine, is that I don't have a specific place assigned for things. But once you have everything assigned, that's why I want to buy boxes and put labels on them. Like, here are the woodworking tools, here are the metalworking tools, here is whatever else, you know? I think that's kind of the solution to being organized. We leave the supposed movie room and head over here to the second bathroom, but not without mentioning this little door here, which, by the way, I just tripped over, and it's because we have to completely remove the floor. We have to change all the flooring in every room. The truth is that the color of the design wasn't really that bad, but it's all warped in many places and, well, the damaged parts are in terrible shape. We need to fix all the flooring. As I mentioned, from here we can access the same small terrace we saw in the other room. Here we find the second bathroom, and by the way, all the bathrooms have wall-hung toilets. This is something that, well, for example, my dad doesn't really like, but I do. Personally, I love wall-hung toilets, so I was really excited to see them, honestly. This bathroom is the smallest, but in the end, it's the one we're using the most. Well, we set it up more or less, kind of cleaned the toilet a bit, and of course we needed a toilet, at least to use while we're here, for number 1, but not for number 2.
At some point, someone's going to need to go number 2.
Yes, but well, you do that at home and then come here, you come here already having done that? If we leave this bathroom, we find another room. But before that, let me tell you that here is the glass area that we saw from above. Light also enters here, though honestly, most comes through this door. This would be the second room on this floor, which also has views of the little terrace we saw earlier. Right now it looks a little dark because we have to remove several bushes and, well, a few things that are blocking the natural light from coming in. Honestly, looking for a house was more of a long-term project. Like, let's see how things go, what comes up, how the market is, and all that. We never thought that on the very first house we visited, we would fall in love with it so much. I mean, honestly, we didn't expect this at all.
We were blown away.
Of course, here's the thing. We wanted it long-term since most renovations are done. My brother's apartment is nearly finished, and the rooftop is complete. The villa is in progress, but it's true that we live pretty far away, and we can't make more than one video a week. And our intention with this house, with this project, is to make a lot more videos and many more videos each week, and we couldn't do that if we didn't have a bigger project. So that's kind of the reason why in the end we took on this huge amount of work.
That's right. And don't worry about the villa. The work will continue and videos will still come out, but we'll combine them with this house's renovation.
Another reason why we've had to postpone the renovation of the villa a little is that, I don't know if I've mentioned it in a video before or not, but my grandmother broke her femur. She had emergency surgery and was in the hospital for quite a while. Obviously, we didn't go to the villa. We've been here for a long time. And all of this, of course, made us say, wow, if we run into unexpected things like this and can't go there, of course, we still have to keep recording videos. So this house is very close to our home and we can make videos more frequently.
Don't worry, Grandma is fine. It's just that she has a long recovery process because she's 95, almost 96. Although it's a special case since she has a lot of vitality.
She needs time to recover.
It's a long process.
By the way, the whole family has already seen it, except for her. And you can't imagine how many times she's called me saying, "Oh my goodness, I can't wait to go." And of course, we're just dying for her to come, really.
Plus, it's a great reason to use the elevator.
Well, if there's electricity.
Well, no, of course, without electricity.
Otherwise, you'll need to carry her down.
Yeah, sure.
We'll carry her together like this.
They'll come see it, we'll figure it out, but they'll see the house.
There's no water or electricity in the house. I mean, we're exactly the same as when we renovated the villa. We had to manage however we could. We're heading into the room that's been the biggest hit with family and friends. Well, and we love it too, of course. Now I'll show you why, but first let's go into the walk-in closet area where we can put 2 wardrobes and then go into this bedroom's bathroom, which is truly amazing. We loved it, not just because of the size, which is very big, but also because the floor is really beautiful. It has a very modern design. It's really, really, really cool. We found 2 sinks, one on this side and another on this side. This one is installed, but this one isn't.
That's great, since it prevents arguments over which area is more cluttered. You'll have your space for your things, and I'll have mine. I hope you don't take over mine.
I think there will still be an argument.
Yeah, but I can say, this is my side and this is yours, you know? That way we'll be able to tell the difference, right? I'm super organized, I have a...
Wow, super, she says super.
Christina, I'm super organized. I have 3 things on the sink.
Of course, it's easy to seem organized next to me, but it's not that you stand out as organized. It's just that I'm so messy that you seem...
No, I just take something and put it back where it belongs, and Christina takes 50 things, uses them, and leaves them wherever she feels like.
Not that much, not that much, not that much, really.
I guess that's age, that as you get older, you like to see things more organized.
I don't know, let's see if it happens to me soon.
Yeah, let's see if it happens to you soon, yeah.
Sliding door here and on the other side. Even though there isn't a single door in the house, we'll see how we handle the design. We also have several separated areas, right? This part separates the sink area and the bathtub would go here. And this part here separates the toilet area because the toilet is right behind this little wall. The floor is in perfect condition and honestly, we really like this floor. So, well, we'll have to see how we combine everything. Honestly, we already have a ton of ideas and we're super excited and, well, we want to make it look amazing. Let's go this way, through the walk-in closet and into the master bedroom, which isn't the biggest of all the rooms, but it has something really cool that we're going to see right now. And if we step out of the bedroom, we find these stunning views, which aren't just of the terrace and the pool, but also the whole landscape, which is absolutely amazing. The views just couldn't be more beautiful. Incredible.
Wow, this room...
It's really cool.
It's really cool. And it also has access to the pool.
Well, not access, you can see it.
Would you dare jump from the railing all the way down there? No? Man, you have to christen the pool by jumping from that railing.
No,
I'll convince her before the pool is full.
but if there is one, we'll set up a ladder over there. Why jump from a place that's riskier? You can go down the ladder.
All right, I'll jump.
We really didn't realize how much we love the mountain scenery and everything until we renovated the villa.
The villa was a turning point, honestly. In our house on the rooftop, we had to put up a whole fence because all we could see were rooftops of other houses.
And for privacy.
And for privacy, it's well located because you're still in a city, but honestly, in that area, the views, since they're just rooftops, aren't very attractive. When we went to the villa, it was like, wow, the feeling of being on that terrace with all the greenery around, the contrast with the blue sky, the silence, you only hear birds. We said, wow, I want to wake up like this every day. Well, not every day because you have to work, but I mean, when you have days to relax and rest, I want to wake up like this.
You wake up, then go to work.
Yeah, but in the area where I go to work, the sun isn't even out yet, so it doesn't keep me company.
Not everything is good, obviously. Just like the villa, this house is in a development far from the city, so you have to drive everywhere. Just like there, you have to drive everywhere.
Of course, they have advantages and disadvantages like everything in life. Honestly, for me, the change is worth it.
We've prioritized other things.
You need to drive. It's a bit farther, but just 3.5 minutes to the city. We're not lost in the mountains.
I mean, it's close, but only by car. Walking is not an option, and now we're going to try to get to the lower part, which will take a bit of maneuvering.
All the effort and everything we've learned over these 10 years, we're putting it all here, into this house.
There's a lot of work, but we believe it has so much potential, and we want to make the most of it. Obviously, we're scared. We're really, really scared.
I thought, oh my God.
But I think that with excitement, we'll end up making it look nice. If we leave the suite, let's go back to the dining room again. And from this dining room, well, you're probably wondering, but the kitchen, where is it? Well, it starts at this wall and goes that way. This is exactly a debate we're having, what to do with this wall, whether we take it down or not, to connect the living room and the kitchen. We don't know if it will be possible either. I mean, an architect has to come, they have to evaluate it and all that. But, well, that's the idea, the concept. Honestly, I would like to take it down. Living room, dining room, kitchen, it would look amazing.
And also, a little fact. The houses we've seen on YouTube, this type of house, they all have the kitchen open to the dining room. I'm not saying anything, but
It would look spectacular.
it's true that
Let's see, it's not really necessary.
it's not necessary. The kitchen and living room are big. You know, in the villa, we opened it up. We loved opening the kitchen. It was a turning point. We also opened up the kitchen in the apartment.
It turned out amazing.
Today, nearly everyone opens up the kitchen.
Both rooms individually are already big, so making them bigger isn't really necessary, but it's true that it's more for aesthetics, so to speak.
And it has its advantages and disadvantages. The advantage is that you're here, everything is together. The disadvantage is that you always have to keep it tidy. Because another thing we've seen in YouTube videos of mansions is that they have two kitchens. They have a nice kitchen, which is the one in the dining room,
The visible one.
the visible one, and then they have a separate kitchen where real life actually happens, where they do the cooking.
Where they leave all the mess. We come in through here and go into the kitchen. Honestly, it's a very, very big kitchen. Right now, it's the worst part of the whole house. I mean, the kitchen is a complete mess. We can't even cook. Actually, this house is really close to where we live now. We're like 10 minutes away, 12 minutes at most. So we go home to eat and then come back here. And that's how we take turns until we can at least fix up a little table to be able to cook. And obviously have some light. Or something similar so we can cook. Since we left the house, we've watched, I don't know, like 400 YouTube videos of mansions in Marbella, Los Angeles, Thailand, everywhere. Right now, our YouTube feed only shows us mansions.
To get examples, to get inspiration, to know what these kinds of houses are like, what they use, what they don't. So we've soaked up a ton of videos for that.
In this renovation, we're not going to do anything on the fly. We're going to plan everything out properly. This kitchen, and from here on there's tile, although we'll probably put the same flooring throughout the whole house. What you see here in the middle is where all the drainage, plumbing, and everything is set up to install an island. Here, well, the idea was to put in an island, and here the rest of the kitchen, leaving this little hallway so you can access this area over here. Well, we're going to need a flashlight because it's pretty dark right now. Crossing this door here, we find a first room, which, well, this room is small, it doesn't have to be very big. and it's the mechanical room. Here is where the air source heat pump system will go, as well as the underfloor heating, the ducted ventilation, and so on. All of that will be in this room here. The next and last one would be the laundry area. Here is where the whole laundry setup will go, and the washing machine and dryer will be placed. We can probably put a pantry here to grab things, since it's close to the kitchen. And anyway, this will be the laundry room, which is honestly very, very big. Well, everything in general is big, but honestly, the size of the laundry room really surprised us. And what also surprised us a lot was the dampness, which we also have to fix quite a bit. It's a dream to have such a big laundry room because it's not just for laundry itself, but also as a pantry.
For everything. We're washing clothes all day long. Work clothes, clothes from the other job, everyday clothes. We run a lot of loads.
And of course, thinking about putting a giant sink there to wash big things, right? Sometimes the kitchen sink just isn't enough.
No, but that's what the washing machine is for, right?
No, but not for washing clothes. I mean, for things like the oven tray and all that, let's go over there and head to the outdoor area. Passing through the kitchen, we found an area that we fell in love with, which is the terrace. This terrace is right off the kitchen, and besides being very beautiful, it has spectacular views. There's also the barbecue. But anyway, let's go outside and take a look at it. There are some minor access issues with the terrace, but that's it. Going out through this convenient door, we find ourselves in the outdoor area. Here we have a covered area that, honestly, we've thought about making use of for when it rains or whatever. We could put a small table and chairs here, or use the space for hanging laundry, which is also useful. And this window, which is currently blocked, will let light into that really dark area we saw earlier. So we'll probably remove the bricks, and that way we can see better over there. And now comes what, for us, is the most impressive part of the whole house, which is the terraces. This one is the one right off the kitchen. As I mentioned before, it has stamped concrete, which, besides being super pretty, I think is also very easy to maintain. Over here we have the amazing barbecue, which is really close to the kitchen, so it's very convenient to have a little barbecue here.
A barbecue with that chimney that goes all the way up, made with natural stone. Such an amazing barbecue like this, and already built, because at our house we had to build one ourselves, an outdoor kitchen. Here all that's missing is to put some kind of table or something, which we could place next to it, and make it bigger so we can have areas to put things, right?
Yes, and it's right next to the kitchen, which is in a great spot.
Well, yes, that's another thing.
Everything is well planned. The layout is perfect, with the kitchen, table, and dining room all close together. Having everything nearby is a big plus.
Then the fridge, everything, if you need to grab things from the fridge, if you need to get drinks, everything is just 3 steps away, because you have this big window that connects both areas.
And then with these little stairs, which are just 4 steps, we access the area we've seen from the bedroom, which would be the area next to the living room. Right now, this floor is in incredibly bad shape. In fact, it's pretty dangerous because there are a lot of boards that stick up. Depending on where you step, one can pop up and hit you right in the face. That's why right now we've kind of stopped using it. We don't walk on it much. But the truth is the views and this terrace are amazing. We have a lot of ideas for the pool, but none of them are 100% decided yet. But the truth is it's very deep, and well, I don't think we'll even touch the bottom in the deepest part. Well, at least I won't. Yvonne is taller. And we've thought about making a little bench area so that especially family can get in, older people like my grandmother, or I was going to say Ivan's mother, but maybe she wouldn't like that. So, well, my grandmother. So here we'll make some little stairs to be able to go down to the pool, which right now you can't access, and we'll also make some seats. The pool is amazing, but above all, what we wanted the most, and of course you don't really know this until you come at all hours, is for it to get a lot of sun so we can enjoy it, because in the end, if a pool is in the shade, you don't go in. Unless you're a child who never gets cold in the water, but for an adult, it's much harder.
It's April, and by 10:30 in the morning, the sun is already shining on the pool.
That's right, let's go.
I mean, for us it's a big plus. It's true that we need to build stairs and access to the...
Make it waterproof.
And then also build a staircase. So our relatives, for example, we're young and super agile, but there are relatives who...
Let's not mention how you couldn't get out without a staircase.
There was no water and it's really deep. How can I get out?
Well, by jumping?
Well, I needed a little bit of help, yeah, to be able to get out. The thing is, we want to make kind of a chill out area inside the pool so we can be with the family without having to be there like a little dog just trying to survive in the water. And then an area to go a little crazier or wilder where it's a bit deeper.
To do cannonballs.
From the balcony.
No, not that. And now we're going to see the last area on the lower level, which is the last little terrace we have left. We crossed this little terrace again, which, by the way, I think has the most impressive views in the whole house. Right now, this is a real jungle. When we came to see it, honestly, it wasn't here. It has grown in just a month. And here we find several garden beds, and when this is full of little plants and gravel and everything, it's going to look amazing. We're excited to cut everything down to see what's underneath since we don't remember. And well, going down these stairs, we find the last area, which is the only one that isn't paved or anything. But it's not very big either, so, well, we don't think we'll have too much work to do. It would be this area here where we also have quite a bit of work to do, removing all the weeds.
We didn't want a house with land like the one at the villa for two reasons. Land like that is spectacular, but you can't imagine how much all the plants and weeds can grow.
No, and you don't get pretty plants growing, just weeds.
Exactly. When we first saw it, there wasn't a single weed, but by the time we got the keys, the plants were taller than us. Also, we need to bring all the tools.
Yes, as they say, weeds never die. Here they gave us the idea to make a little vegetable garden, which, well, let's see if we have time to do it. But honestly, it would look super cute. And actually, if we put really tall plants like palm trees, we could see them from above and it would look truly impressive. This area, as we've seen, goes down here, goes that way, and on the other side you go up the stairs to get to the little terrace we saw at the beginning by the home theater. It's a space where we still don't really know what to do yet, but oh well, by putting some little chairs and so on, we could set up some entertainment here. Oh, a little butterfly. Coming out through here, we find the secret door we saw at the beginning of the video, which we'll show in the next episode. The best kept secret.
Oh my goodness.
Wow, and what's this?
Seriously? Are you serious? Good catch! Literally!
But I would love to know what ideas you have about what could be behind this door. And we still have a lot of renovations left, but we're super excited, super happy. Thank you so much for being here one more day. We'll see you very soon in upcoming videos. See you soon. May I have this dance?
I understand that the dance is the renovation, right?
Yes.
The dance is on. Well, let's go.
What a tough job, Ivan.
Where do we start?
Well, little by little.